Okay, part two, guys. Or woman. Okay. Anyway, here's the wrist. Today's Sunday, and more documentation, more update and slash what I'm thinking about in this current moment. I meditated a lot this morning and last night, and there's no more pain here, right? And Glace is my nurse. She's pretty nice. Um, I need to start saying hindi ko marunong mag-Tagalog. I can't speak Tagalog. Anyway. Anyway, okay, so besides this, it's 8 o'clock no, it's 9 o'clock already. Um, okay, so what Elijah's been meditating on is just, more, more on the purpose again. What is, okay, so I was thinking about masculine and feminine, masculine and feminine energy, because as we were talking about with the purpose, it's the progression towards some freedom, whether it be physical freedom, spiritual freedom, financial freedom, any type of freedom, okay? And I was thinking, like, presence and consciousness, like, what is it? Like, how do I explain it to some newbies? And, teaching it back makes me better understand it myself. So, like, I was talking about presence, and the way I understand what presence is being fully in the now, this current moment. I like to think, when like, if you guys think of presence, oh, it's like he has an aura around him. He has an aura around him. I can feel his presence. Well, kind of, but not really. I mean, it's not that spiritual woo, but it's like being so in the now that your mind isn't in the future, or it isn't in the past. It's right now. So when they say they can feel their presence, is because they're in the now. Every single fiber, being, mind, every single fiber in them is in the now. Okay, that's present. So I like to think of it as, yeah, kind of like if you imagine a guy, and there's like a circle, and that'll be his presence. Like, okay, I guess. I also was thinking that visualizing that I should get a whiteboard, because so I can draw this stuff out, and it's probably gonna be butt cheeks because I'm gonna be drawing with my right hand. But honestly, like, that's another thing I was visualizing. Like, bro, imagine explaining these concepts on a whiteboard. That'd be insane, Jarvis. So I might actually just do that. But so yeah, imagine, presence is, little circle around him, and he's just there in the now. Every being of him is in the present moment, present. Okay. And then I was also saying about the, undivided attention. So presence and attention, now that I think about it, it's it's not the same thing. There's similarities, but it's not the same thing. I like to think of it like okay, so presence is this circle around the guy, right? And then the attention is focused, the focused presence. Like, you're focusing your being into one thing, into, yeah, focused presence. So there's a circle, and then your attention, like, here's the guy, goes whoosh, to, I gotta draw this out. But yeah, you know what I mean, right? You're focusing your presence into a certain thing. That's your undivided attention. The reason why that's so powerful is because all of your being is focused into one task, and being able to focus everything into one task, you get the most job done, 100% of your being. So like, in the way of the superior man, the way it says, like, you want to feel through your woman and feel through the world. It's using, from my understanding, it's using your presence and focusing it on that current task, whether it be to, focusing it on that conversation with the woman, or focusing on the task at hand. The flow state is when your mind is focused on the current task. Like there's no other thoughts. No other, your thoughts isn't thinking about anything else but the task at hand. Right? So it all revolves, like all of this like peak peak performance, it all comes down to presence. That's why I wanted to, that's why I made that video, that kind of clickbaity video, that you need to meditate, because meditation is actually, you don't, meditation is one of those things that gets you in the practices that gets you in the present moment. It helps, you know, you're practicing being in that present moment. So that's why meditation is so key, because I believe you achieve that flow state from being present in the moment. I mean, everything comes from your thoughts. Everything you're being is focused on one task, and that only comes from being present in the moment. So I don't know if that made sense to you guys, but yeah, so that's presence, that's attention. And you know, when you're talking to somebody, they can feel that. That's when they say, oh yeah, I can feel it. Well, it's because your whole entire being is in there. So being able to feel through, when David Data says feel through your women and feel through the world, it's your presence is just going through them, if you know what I mean. Just like so undivided, so conscious in this current moment that everything is pointed in that direction. So yeah, so that's presence, the undivided attention, and feeling through. Okay. So the other thing I want to talk about is like that masculine and feminine energy. So as I said, like the masculine thing is what I see it is, the masculine is, what is masculinity, what is the masculine energy? It's consciousness. It's full consciousness, deeper level consciousness. It's being so present, being so like conscious. Yeah. And its goal is to be emptied. The masculine's goal is to be emptied of all constraints. And that's why we're seeking freedom, because the opposite of freedom, what we're trying to free ourselves, is from constraints, whether it be our physical constraints, mental constraints, any of those constraints. Those are all trying to be released. We're trying to be released from constraints. That's the masculine goal. So that's why its main goal is to be emptied. You know, in the way of the superior man, it talks about, well, you know, okay, it's kind of like PG-18, but like, you know, ejaculation is release. You know, you're releasing, right? But yeah, I don't know why this thing is beeping. The noise might come, but anyway, anyway, so that's the masculine, is to be released from constraint and into freedom. Progression towards that is the goal, you know, ambition, you know. Okay, so we have a point A and point B. We want to progress towards that. But the feminine, on the other hand, is fullness, full of life, full of energy, full of love, full of light. They're seeking constant fullness. That's why they don't want to be, it's like the ocean, you know. They don't want it to stop. They want it to be full, keep being fullness. Okay, I just said full like 4 times in a row, but like, so this thing's messing up my consciousness right now. Fullness. So feminine energy is like, it, not feminine, yeah, it wants to be full of life force. So when a girl goes, you know, just she talks without knowing an endpoint, that's like, that's, you know, it's feminine energy, you know. It's nice. When they say, you know, be in nature, nature is feminine energy, because it's a life. It's life there. And the feminine wants to be full. That's their goal, full of love, full of life. So that's the yin and yang. The masculine wants to be emptied, and the feminine wants to be, oh shoot, I shouldn't be raising my hand. The feminine wants to be full, and that's the yin and yang. Okay, and we're emptying our attention into the task. So when when the yin and yang go together, it's like conscious light, as David Data says. It's conscious light. So the masculine is consciousness and the feminine is light, because light is energy. It just goes everywhere. So I don't know if that's a good explanation. It's kind of spiritual, but like if you think about it, how do I make this simple? If you think about it, beat up this beeping thing. The feminine doesn't want to stop. They don't want to stop. They constantly want to be full, but the masculine wants an end because he wants to be emptied, right? He wants to from point A to point B, but the feminine wants to always be full. So they don't want to be, they don't want to stop. So that's why when you know a girl can like just talk for hours long, you know, they can just have no um just be so giving that energy fully. And when they're like some minus minor forms of being filled is like when they constantly eat chocolate eat chocolate because they want to be filled with something. They want to be filled with love, whether it be from a superficial romance novel or a romance TV show. But the masculine seeks freedom, right? Seeks constraint, freedom from constraint. So that's why we like watching action movies, because those guys are in action movies. There's a conflict happening, and they want to stop that they want to be released from that conflict. That's why action movies are so good, because they're watching the guy get emptied. Freedom from sports. People love sports. The masculine loves sports because we're seeking freedom from the other guy, from the enemy team. Like we want to be rid of, dominate, because we want to be free from their own will. We're exposing our will on them, so their will. You know what I mean? Freedom from the enemy team. They're putting an obstacle in our way, and we want to be emptied. We want to release that obstacle. So yeah, and so that's masculine, feminine. The next one I wanted to say was, it's on a spectrum. It's on a spectrum. Masculine and feminine is on a spectrum. So I'm I'm not 100,000% masculine. So like, oh my gosh, this is like the masculine. Like, let's say it's on a spectrum. Like, this is total masculine. This is total feminine. Where our core essence is at is probably, it's on this spectrum. I like to believe my own is closer to the masculine side, and it's not gender related. Okay, it's not gender related, but I'd say most guys have a masculine essence, and most women have a feminine essence, but it's not gender related. So some girls are really like deep down, they're like masculine, like they wanna be at the top, they wanna strive for goals and be empty from this. But generally, more guys are masculine, more have on this spectrum, closer to masculine, and more girls are towards the feminine, right? And the reason I wanted to talk about this is, this one in particular is our core. Our core is either masculine or feminine, and what I think nowadays is that it's getting suppressed, right? So like society's making more feminine women at their core, or just let's not, yeah, feminine women at their core become more masculine, because they're telling, okay guys, you gotta get jobs, you gotta get this. But I maybe the reason why, okay, it doesn't go for everybody again, because they could have just been have a masculine essence, but like with more feminine people are suppressing their feminine essence to become more masculine. And more masculine men are suppressing their essence this to become more feminine. Girls are being told to get a job, to get a job, work this amount, and achieve this goal. When that's masculine stuff. To from point A to point B, you go to work, you do this and that. Consciousness. But and then more masculine essence people are being told to, you know, be filled with love and life and energy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I'm just saying that outside influences is it's what's causing unhappiness, because again, when you're fulfilling your core purpose, I truly believe that's where true happiness comes from. When God gives you your purpose, and when you progress towards that, that's what brings you happiness. So the reason people are unhappy, this is my theory, is that the reason people are unhappy is because they're not fulfilling their purpose, whether it be a masculine, you know, core essence, masculine purpose, or a feminine purpose. They're being suppressed because of the outside stimulus, outside distractions, right? Other people are telling them what their purpose is, when you actually just gotta dig deep down, isolate yourself, and, you know, hear it from the Lord Himself. What you are supposed to do with your life. And I think that's the cause of unhappiness, you know? So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. This beeping thing is really getting to me. But, yeah, so openness. There's a chapter in the way the superior man. It's live with an open heart, even if it hurts. It's just the art of openness, you know. Um, Again, being more conscious about the constraints you're having. When I guess, you know, when there's the surface level thing where they say, you know, masculine men have to be like cold as rock, you know, zero emotions and all of that. Well, on a deeper level, the reason why they say it like that is because it's being fully conscious. You're conscious of your emotions. You know, stoicism is kind of like a masculine philosophy. You're conscious of your emotions. You feel that emotion. You're conscious of it. You feel that anger. You feel that stuff, but you feel through it. You feel through it. You don't let it take control over you, okay? Because that's a constraint. That's a constraint. Letting it take control over you is a constraint. You wanna be released from that constraint. So that's why you feel through that emotion. So that's why with, like, you know, when you get mad, your eyebrows say tense. That's constraint. You know, relax, release your constraint. So yeah, that's my understanding of masculinity. It's being released from constraint, whether that. So that's why they say, oh yeah, you know, what is masculinity? That's the tough guys, you know, because, and on the surface level, the tough guys, because, you know, they're nobody's telling them what to do. They're released from constraint from other people. But, you know, if you're not authentic, that's another. Authenticity is also like released from constraint. If you're inauthentic, you're constrained. You're living inauthentically does not help with your does not help achieve that masculine freedom, right? Because it's forcing you to not feel through the world. It's forcing you to stay constrained. I don't know how to say it, but just like, get it through your head, bro. Freedom from constraint, any constraint. That's masculine energy, bro. That's emptying yourself to be emptied. Release. Okay? So yeah. So on the deepest level, it's freedom from constraint. Okay, so I kept saying that repeatedly. I'm gonna get better at talking, Loki. But, and then recap, feminine energies to be full. When full of life, full of energy. You know, the nature in and of itself is feminine energy. So when a woman is producing life. Like she's just vibrant, she's energetic, she's happy, she's spreading her love to the world, right? That's 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 her core essence. And I believe, like, a lot of the society is telling, hey, girl, just shut up and go to work, shut up and do this and that. When a girl's on, if she has a feminine essence, they just want to be expressive. They want to express their energy, their life force. Women are the feminine is life in and of itself. So like, it's like inspiration. Like, for me, like, listening to a feminine girl talk, like, she can talk for hours, and it's like she can't stop. She has no endpoint, bro. She has no endpoint. But like, yeah. What was that? Oh, yes, ma'am. Here you go. Selamat pot. But yeah, she has no endpoint. She just wants to express her love and life, to be full of love and life. So that's the difference, bruv. If that makes sense, don't use your hand. That makes sense. I don't know, bruv. Okay. Whoa, 22 minutes, bro. I love talking about this stuff. But I see you guys. I see you later, guys, girls. So, um, actionable step, bro. Live to your core essence, whether it be your masculine essence, your purpose, your core purpose, whether that be your masculine or your feminine. Don't deny it. If you deny it, that leads to unhappiness. I truly believe that. I truly believe that when, like, if a girl has that feminine essence, but she's being, like, told not to express it, to, yo, shut up, girl. to That leads to unhappiness. If it forces, like, okay, this is what it is. If the feminine is forced to be more masculine and the masculine is forced to be more feminine, that leads to unhappiness. You right? That's it. You want to be living to your core essence, to your purpose, whether that be, okay, I said that like how many times, but it's reinforcement for you. So yeah. And in order to find that, again, you gotta cut out the external stimulus, other people's um, influences. Cut out the distractions and get alone. Find out and, be with the only person that gave you it, God. So isolate. Probably go on a retreat, on an isolation retreat. Meditate on it, and yeah, live to your purpose. So that's a quick recap. I'll leave tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning, and still in the cast. Um, I had to brush my teeth with my right hand. I'm not wearing no underwear. Okay, well, I did not need to say that, but like, I don't know. You can still see like the anesthesia juices on my hand, but yeah, that's it. Oh shoot, bro, did I have a booger in my nose the whole time? I don't know. Should leave the door open? Okay, but that's it for this video. Whatever you do it 100%. Mwah. Okay, last day in the hospital. Currently 2 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday. No pain in the wrist, and yeah, move my fingers now. Gonna open up the cast in next week. Well, not open up, but he's gonna next week. I'm gonna talk to the doc. Doc said. Doc came to me yesterday and said that with the on the MRI and the X-ray, it looked like it was healing, but when he opened up the wrist and actually looked at it, it did not heal at all. That's what happens, Elijah, when you keep moving. Okay. But yeah, it wasn't healing at all. Just like a little wiggly bone just sticking out, So took out the, cut out a bone, placed a screw in it, and yeah, you heard it before. Other than that, so an end to the series. Okay, I think I'll put this with a part two thing. So my conclusion of what I've meditated slash isolated slash purpose. Bro, I'm fat, not gonna lie. Anyway, so having is spirituality, right? Because I said the three different things: business, coaching, spirituality, God. Knowing more about God, okay? And that can be achieved from the minimum viable whatever option. Is that what I was saying? The minimum viable option. So not really that I need to make a lot of money or stay in a, as of right now, the priority is just to learn more about God, because now that I think about it, is that we don't need more self-improvement creators, right? We don't need more of that. I mean, there's enough people, enough self-improvement people to tell you to go to the gym, to tell you to get your life together. But there's not. I actually look for it. There's not like much people, at least on YouTube, doing like spreading the word Christianity. At least the ones that I've seen are not not in this style. I don't say this style where he's picking up his phone and recording. But yeah, not that many are of like the self-improvement slash Christianity, trying to spread the word. And it's in the format of videos that I don't like to watch. So either in a TikTok or in, the only ones I'd watch were actual like the 50-minute sermons and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess there was that one guy, Mag something, but he has like low key. Yeah, he makes like TikToks though. I mean, I think he has some like long videos, but I don't know. But yeah, there's just not that many actual. I'm not saying that I'm gonna go full on. I don't know. I'm telling you though, but I'm telling you though, I'm not gonna go full on, and we don't know about that yet. But I'm thinking that 100% I need to get into the word, learn more about God. I just, yeah, yeah, you know. So. Okay, so actual recap, because that was like a weird recap. Purpose. What is your purpose? Purpose is your God-given purpose. Gives it to you. Progress towards that. It feels good because it's God's purpose for you, His plan. Hamza talks about it, and I've been, I've gotten, I'm on this self-improvement thing because of Hamza, and he's even saying that spirituality is the way to go, and we don't see that much spirituality teachers on the internet, you know. Elijah, okay, and we're gonna see. I had a vision. Remember, I think I said it in the other one that I'm gonna explain these concepts on a whiteboard. That'd be insane. That's actually be insane. But probably when my wrist gets ill. But yeah, yeah. one thing I learned yesterday, God's grace. What is grace? It's extending what they don't deserve, extending to someone what they don't deserve, you know? And that can only be from God, you know? Because, like, imagine somebody doing bad to you and then you just give them something good in return. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense, you know. If they do bad to you, you should like punch them back in the face or something. If the guy stole my water bottle and I'm gonna get dehydrated, why am I gonna give him my food? Like, what? God's grace. Not saying that I will do that, but I don't know. But it's just God's grace. That's what God does. Anyway. Anyway, you guys don't want to keep looking at my face because it's weird. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll just end it off with this one. You don't want to look at my face because you're not gay, you know? I mean, we can love men and we can also not be gay about it, you know? Okay, we can love a woman, but we can also not be like a womanizer about it, you know? We don't even be sleeping with a lot of women. Okay, so yeah, we can be attracted to men, but it doesn't mean we gotta pull out the homosexual card. Yeah, I mean, nah. Yeah, that's just food for thought. Okay, I'll see you later. Whatever you do it 100%. Okay, now that I think about it, I didn't give good reasoning earlier. Maybe because it's 2 o'clock in the morning, bro. You should probably goes back to sleep. Anyway, but like good reasoning, like okay, so some of the reasons why I'm like God first is because, well, one, yeah, purpose is from God. That's without a fact. But like, why do I want to learn more about God? Well, I guess being isolated and being with him and just knowing, like, learning more about him, like, makes me want to learn more, if you know what I mean. Right? When you start learning more about the gym, you want to start learning everything about the gym, from how to lift weight, how to eat, calories, and everything. So, yeah, every time I learn a little bit more about the Lord, about like yesterday I learned about what extending your grace is, or grace in general. It's to extend to someone that is something that's undeserving. Like the root of all relationship problems is pride. Either they think someone's thinking too highly of themselves or someone's thinking too lowly of themselves. Am I right? I mean, if everybody was thinking on the same page and they were, keeping having humility, would we really have relationship problems? People get divorced because, well, one person thought, uh somebody thought like, hey, this relationship is boring, or it's not up to par. I didn't sign up for this. you know so yeah, I was learning that yesterday from Dean Sherman, that pride and humility, grace, and a lot of other stuff. And yeah, so another reason why is, I guess, like, I don't know, a week ago, I was on a call with somebody from Hamza's Discord, and he was saying how um he's not a Christian because he can't believe all these, like, he, as much as he wants to believe in God, he's saying that there's not enough evidence when there's a bunch of evidence around. But he's brought up the stuff about, like, oh, I can't believe a guy splitting the sea, or you know or resurrecting from the dead. And I don't know, it's well, basically what happened was that I wasn't able to help him out. I wasn't able to make him believe. And you were just saying like, Elijah, like, if I'm jealous of you, because if you really believe, true believe, I'm jealous of you. But he cannot, he cannot believe that you can go to heaven after you die. Like, so I guess learning more about God will help me help them, you know, because yeah, know the truth. The truth is back. Okay. Anything else I wanted to say? There probably is, but it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:35, and yeah, my brain isn't working so well. So my priority is to learn more about the Lord. If I'm thinking a little bit more long term, we don't know, because our plan is not as good as God's plan. But if I'm just thinking, like, it's not that much of a pivot away from what I was currently doing. I was doing self-improvement and wanting to help people, coach people to a better, coach people, get better, kid. And so it's not that much spin of a way. It's actually more having a deeper level, spiritual level of, I guess you would say, success. Leading to people to success. But success in our definition is to be with Jesus Christ, the Lord, our Savior, right? So it's not that much of a spin away now I think about it. It's like, even in terms of, I was even thinking that in terms of what I was doing for my business, like, well, we, in terms of dream outcome, like, we want to help. We're thinking about like how we're gonna sell it, selling Christianity, making other people believe that's the dream outcome. What is the likelihood of achievement that these people will, that they will believe in the Lord? What is the likelihood of that? Well, we could use our testimonies. We can use actual evidence, like logical evidence. I think that's a big one, because, if there's something created, there's a creator, right? Anyway, right? Yeah. Actually, I like the logical evidence part, but I can't literally just talk about the logical evidence, because but like, I've been watching like stuff about Paul Washer and Dean Sherman, and they're just like spitting to me like the logic behind the Bible and stuff, right? The principles behind it, and it just like makes me like, no, like, okay, yeah, you know what, you're right. So God is real. God is a loving God, and God is an intelligent God, because honestly, I think you can convert somebody to Christianity just on pure logic alone. And I think I want to be able to do that, because that's what these guys did to me. You see people on YouTube, but they're not even YouTubers. They're old old videos from sermons and stuff. And these guys were able to convert, Elijah, based off pure logic, like logical reasoning, like, you know, uh, attraction is like, okay, yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna learn more. That's what I've came to the conclusion about on this 4-day meditation retreat, to find my purpose. And my purpose is to learn more about the Lord. So yeah, that's it. I hope y'all will Enjoyed? Enjoyed? Bro. Go get into your Bible. I don't have my Bible right now. So I'm kind of like hypocritical. But meditate on it. No. If you don't believe, you probably just don't know enough. If it's a no, you don't know enough information. As the saying goes, when you get rejected, you know, you gotta know why. Like, yo, why? Okay, I'm making this go too long. Okay, bye. Do the hard work. Oh no, wait, that's not my line. It's whatever you do it 100%. Mwah.